You know, when a meme coin, like, claws its way back from the dead, it makes you wonder, is this a phoenix rising from the ashes, or are we all about to get burned again?
Hmm.
That's what we're diving into today, the Safemoon Resurgence. We've got a whole bunch of sources, YouTube videos, Twitter threads, even some price predictions.
Yeah.
And the mission is to figure out what's really happening with Safemoon
Yeah.
and what it all means for you.
I think what's so fascinating about all this is that it's a prime example of just how emotional crypto can be.
Right.
You've got this incredible hype building around SafeMoon again,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, there's still this like lingering skepticism from all the past drama.
Yeah, for sure. To really get a handle on what's going on now, I think we kind of have to take a quick trip down memory lane.
Okay.
So SafeMoon first burst onto the scene back in 2021,
Right.
riding that meme coin wave, to like astronomical heights.
Yeah.
It was huge, but then things took a bit of a turn.
It didn't take long for those accusations of rug pulls and shady stuff to start swirling around, and the price just absolutely plummeted.
Yeah.
It left a lot of investors, disillusioned and out of a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely. So now, a few years later, we're seeing this renewed interest.
Right.
But the question is, has anything really changed?
Yeah, has SafeMoon really changed?
Well, one of the biggest changes for sure has been the acquisition of SafeMoon by the VGX Foundation.
Right.
I mean, some of these YouTubers are calling them like the saviors of SafeMoon.
It's easy to get caught up in all the hype,
Uh-huh.
especially when you see those YouTube thumbnails with SafeMoon to Mars and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But before we start packing for that trip to Mars, I think we need to take a closer look at this VGX.
Yeah. What do we actually know about these guys?
Right.
I mean, their website's slick and all, but...
Yeah, are they all substance or just flash?
Exactly.
Hmm.
That's the question.
Well, from the sources you've given me, it looks like they have a pretty big team.
Okay.
And they seem to have experience in things like blockchain development and decentralized finance, which is important.
Yeah.
I mean, they suggest they might actually have the know-how to build out the SafeMoon ecosystem.
There's one YouTuber who really digs into the VGX team's background.
Oh, really?
And it's interesting because he points out that several of them have pretty impressive resumes,
Hmm.
working at big tech companies and successful crypto projects.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder why they would risk their reputation on something like SafeMoon.
Right, like SafeMoon still has a lot of baggage.
For sure. It's definitely a gamble for them,
Yeah.
but maybe they think they can use their experience to turn things around, and create a legitimate, valuable project.
Maybe. Or maybe they just think the name recognition of SafeMoon is worth the risk.
Possibly. Even with the drama.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got this new team with experience, but what are they actually doing with SafeMoon?
Yeah, besides just buy it.
I mean, what's the plan?
Well, one of the biggest things they've done is reactivate the SafeMoon V2 contract.
Okay, so what does that mean? Like, in simple terms.
So basically, they flipped the switch on an updated version of SafeMoon's code,
Uh-huh.
which could potentially unlock new features and functions.
Okay, so they're making changes under the hood,
Right.
but what does that mean for the average SafeMoon holder?
Right. What are the benefits?
Yeah. Are there any actual benefits?
That's where things get a little bit unclear.
Okay.
There's been a lot of buzz about this reactivation.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying it could lead to staking rewards or token burns or other stuff that could benefit holders.
Uh-huh.
But VGX hasn't really said anything specific about any of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that silence is making some people nervous.
I bet.
One YouTuber even called it the elephant in the room.
Uh-huh.
They're saying that if VGX is serious about rebuilding trust and attracting new investors, they need to be upfront about their plans for the SafeMoon token.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. Transparency is so important in crypto.
Absolutely. Especially for a project like SafeMoon,
Right.
which has faced so much skepticism.
Yeah, if they want to get rid of that pump and dump image, they need to clearly explain how they're going to create value for token holders.
Right. It can't just be hype.
Yeah. So on the one hand, we've got this potentially capable team
Okay.
with experience in the right areas taking charge,
Right.
and they're making moves like reactivating that V2 contract.
Yeah, right.
But on the other hand, we've got this frustrating lack of clarity about the token's utility and how it fits into their big vision.
Exactly. And that uncertainty creates a perfect breeding ground for both hype and skepticism. That's like a Rorschach test for the crypto world.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Some people see potential, others see red flags.
So how do we figure out what's real and what's just wishful thinking? Well, one of our sources suggests looking at the Safemoon community itself.
Oh, the SafeMoon army.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They seem to be stirring again.
Oh, really?
And their actions might actually give us some valuable clues.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
The Safemoon Army's always been an interesting bunch.
Right.
Their dedication to the project, even after the crash, is remarkable.
Yeah. To understand them could be the key to understanding where Safemoon's going next.
Yeah, maybe. So we've got Safemoon trying to make a comeback after a wild ride.
Right.
We've got the VGX Foundation with their experience making some moves, but keeping things pretty close to the vest.
Yeah.
And we've got the Safemoon Army waiting in the wings.
It's a story that's far from over.
Uh-huh. No kidding.
So in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore whether the Safemoon Army can help steer this ship to a brighter future,
Okay.
or if they're just going to get caught in the same old storms.
I'm excited to see how this all plays out. I think the community dynamics are going to be crucial here.
Yeah. Will they stick with those aggressive tactics from the past?
Right.
Or will they become a more mature and responsible force?
The answer to that question could really determine Safemoon's fate.
Definitely. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
That Safemoon Army, they really are something else, aren't they?
Yeah. Their belief in this project, it's pretty remarkable, even after everything that happened.
It's like they're on this mission to prove everyone wrong.
Right.
To bring Safemoon back to what it was. You can really feel that energy in some of these YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's this one I watched.
Mm-hmm.
This YouTuber's like literally shaking his fist at the camera, yelling, "Wake up, Safemoon Army, we're back." It's wild.
Uh-huh.
It's like a call to action. You know,
Yeah.
like rally the troops and get Safemoon back in the spotlight.
And it seems to be working,
Yeah.
at least to some degree.
Yeah.
Our sources show that Safemoon activity on social media is way up.
Okay.
Like hashtags are trending, memes are going around. There's definitely excitement in the air.
But, you know, we have to remember that this kind of intense support, it could be a double-edged sword.
Right. How so?
Well, it can generate a lot of hype and attract new investors.
Mm-hmm.
But it can also create unrealistic expectations
Mm-hmm.
and lead to people making impulsive decisions.
Mm-hmm. Right. There is one YouTuber who warned against getting too caught up in all the hype.
Okay.
You know, reminding people that just because something did well in the past, it doesn't guarantee future success.
Right. Past performance doesn't predict the future.
Exactly. Even with this renewed energy
Right.
and a potentially capable team, there are no guarantees in crypto.
Never.
And that's where the Safemoon Army's role gets really interesting.
Okay. How so?
Will they just blindly follow the hype?
Right.
Or will they actually evolve into a more careful and responsible community?
Yeah. Because honestly, some of their tactics in the past haven't exactly been the best.
Yeah, some of those online campaigns,
Right.
they were pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Borderline harassment in some cases.
Yeah, and if Safemoon wants to lose that image as a risky and shady project,
Uh-huh.
they need their community to be seen as a positive force, not a mob of bullies online.
But definitely, VGX needs to step up here too.
Yeah.
Set the tone and make it clear how the community should engage.
Yeah.
If they can create a culture of responsible advocacy and constructive criticism,
Mm-hmm.
it would go a long way in changing people's perception of SafeMoon.
Yeah, for sure. When YouTubers suggested that the Safemoon Army could learn a thing or two from communities like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu.
Interesting.
You know, they've managed to keep things fun and lighthearted
Right.
while still supporting their projects.
Yeah. It's all about finding that balance between passion and not scaring away potential investors.
Right. So were you saying that the Safemoon Army needs like a rebranding
Kind of.
from
Yeah.
like a rowdy gang to a more professional group?
Something like that.
But is that even possible?
It's a good question. Can you change the core of a community that's built on defiance?
Right.
I think it's a challenge. But it's necessary if SafeMoon wants to go mainstream.
Hmm.
You know, crypto's evolving.
Mm.
It's not just about memes and wild speculation anymore.
Okay.
Investors are getting smarter.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for projects with real-world use cases and strong communities.
Speaking of use cases, let's talk about VGX again.
Okay.
They're building the Safemoon wallet and the decentralized exchange.
Right.
But how does that actually benefit the Safemoon token?
Good question.
Like, are we all just hoping the price goes up? Or is there something more to it?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And it's something VGX really needs to answer.
Hmm.
Clearly and honestly.
Mm-hmm.
A good ecosystem is great,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to translate into real value for the token holders.
One of our sources said it perfectly.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
What's the point of having a fancy wallet if there's nothing to put in it?
Uh-huh. I like that.
Right.
They're saying that VGX needs to give people a reason to hold SafeMoon.
Yeah. Beyond just hoping the price goes up.
Exactly. Things like staking rewards, token burns, governance rights. that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's what can make a difference.
Yeah, so it sounds like we have this really interesting dynamic. We have the Safemoon Army with all their passion and baggage,
Right.
and we have VGX with their technical expertise, but they still need to prove themselves.
For sure.
Safemoon's success really depends on them working together.
Right. Finding that balance between the community's energy and real development.
Exactly. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah, for sure. They need to find that sweet spot between hype and substance,
Right.
speculation and actual use. And they need to do it while this whole crypto market is changing all the time.
Okay. So we've covered the community dynamics,
Right.
the importance of utility, and the challenges facing VGX.
Yeah.
But what about the bigger picture? Can Safemoon really overcome its past
Yeah.
and become a serious player in the crypto world?
That's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll look at market trends, potential risks, and
Yeah.
ultimately whether Safemoon has what it takes to rise again or if it's destined to crash back down to earth.
All right, so we talked about the Safemoon Army. They've got all this new energy.
Yeah.
And VGX is working on building out that ecosystem. But let's be real. The question on everybody's mind is, can Safemoon actually make a comeback? Can it shake off all that skepticism
Right.
and actually become like a legit player in the crypto world?
That's a tough one. There are a lot of moving pieces. And to answer that, I think we need to look at a few key things.
Okay, like what?
First, the overall market sentiment. Things are kind of crazy in crypto right now. Prices are all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
And even the most promising projects, they can struggle when the market's down.
Yeah, that's true. One YouTuber even compared it to trying to build a sandcastle during high tide.
Yeah, exactly. No matter how strong your foundation is, those waves can still knock everything down.
Right. So for Safemoon to really make it, they need to build something solid.
Right.
Something that can handle those market swings.
Exactly. They need to move past the hype
Uh-huh.
and focus on real development, real
Yeah.
use cases.
Which brings us back to VGX. They're really pushing the Safemoon wallet and that decentralized exchange.
Yeah.
But are those just like shiny distractions?
Or
Or can they actually create value in the long run?
well, having a strong ecosystem, that's definitely a good start.
Okay.
A good wallet can attract new users. And a decentralized exchange can provide a platform for trading and liquidity.
Uh-huh.
But the big question is, how does all of this actually help the Safemoon token itself?
Right, because ultimately, that's what investors care about.
Exactly. Will holding Safemoon make them money?
Yeah. Not just from the price going up, but from like actual value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where VGX needs to be more open.
Yeah.
They need to explain how the Safemoon token actually fits into this whole ecosystem.
Uh-huh. Will there be staking rewards, token burns, governance rights? Like, what's the plan?
Those are the things that will attract serious investors.
Right, the kind of people who are in it for the long haul.
Yeah. One of our sources is a crypto analyst who's actually been pretty spot on with his predictions.
Oh,
He said that VGX needs to create a story for Safemoon.
a story.
Yeah, like a compelling narrative. It's not enough to just have cool technology.
Okay.
They need to convince people that Safemoon is more than just a meme, that it has a real purpose and a real future.
I see. So they need to build a story around it.
Exactly. And that story needs to be backed up with actions.
Actions.
That's right. Clear timelines, specific goals,
Yeah.
real progress.
Okay.
Talk is cheap in crypto. What matters is what they actually do.
So let's say VGX does all that. They give us more information about how the token works. They hit their goals. They start building that story.
Okay.
What about the Safemoon Army? Can they change their reputation?
They can be a bit much sometimes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Look, their passion is great,
Hmm.
but that passion can sometimes backfire.
Right.
If they want to be seen as a positive force, they need to be more responsible in how they advocate for Safemoon.
One YouTuber made a really interesting comparison.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
They said that the Safemoon Army needs to be like Green Bay Packers fans.
Uh-huh. Okay.
They're passionate, they're loyal, but they're also respectful. And they understand that there's more to it than just winning.
I like that analogy a
Right.
lot. It's about finding that balance,
Mm.
between enthusiasm and maturity,
Yeah.
between supporting the project and understanding the bigger picture.
If they can do that, they could actually be a huge help in bringing Safemoon to the masses.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it seems like Safemoon's future really comes down to a few things.
Okay. What are they?
VGX has to deliver on what they've promised
Okay.
and explain how the token will actually be useful.
Right.
The Safemoon Army has to evolve and become more responsible.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the market conditions need to cooperate.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a complicated situation.
Yeah.
But if everything falls into place,
Right.
Safemoon could really shock everyone
Right.
and become a major force in the crypto world.
So after all this, where do you stand on Safemoon's comeback? Are you feeling optimistic, pessimistic, or somewhere in between?
You know, I'm cautiously optimistic. I see the potential,
Oh,
but I also see the challenges. It's going to be a long road,
right.
and there are no guarantees.
Yeah.
But if VGX, the SafeMoon Army, and the whole crypto community can work together
Yeah.
and build a strong foundation
Yeah.
based on transparency, real use cases, and responsible growth,
Yeah.
then I think SafeMoon has a chance to really succeed.
So there you have it. We've explored the highs and the lows of this whole Safemoon resurgence.
Yeah.
And ultimately, Safemoon's future is still being written.
Right.
It's up to the community, the developers, and even you, the listeners, to decide how this story ends.
As always, do your own research. Be careful with your investments,
Right.
and don't let your emotions make decisions for you.
And who knows? Maybe we'll revisit Safemoon in a couple of years and see if it can actually reach the moon. But until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.